Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we are going to be talking a little bit about what happened last night. Oh my goodness, the scores were so high. The scores were so high. I'm talking Wiz Khalifa. I'm talking Draft Coochie. I'm talking. I mean, the scores were just insane, insane. Some of the highest scoring that we see. This is how high the scores were. Okay, this is tonight's cash line here. This is tonight's cash line. Oh, that's tonight's cash line. It was nutty, bro. It was nutty, and it's almost like if you didn't have the Kluber sale joints, like I don't know how you got to the money. I really don't. If you wasn't rocking out with Kluber sale lines, I don't know how you got to the money. As you can see, um, right here, the homie that did win first place, I don't know him. I'm just like to tell the truth in the tournament. I didn't do very well. I ended up cashing here, and this was my highest score of the night. It wasn't my best finish, but it was my highest score, and it was 215 points. 215 points. Like, how many times do I ask you all to keep it 250 on FanDuel, keep it 200 on DraftKings? The homie Gun hit me up and was like, yo, you better keep it 300 tonight. It's the only way. It was crazy. 215 here. That was nuts. Then this lineup, another Kluber sale joint, 164. Ended up cashing here. 281 was there. I got blessed and doubled my buying coming from Kaheem Jones. And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you because part of what I do, man, in the sweatshop is I go out and I listen to what a lot of people are saying. I go and I listen to you. If you've been down with me long enough, you know what I do, bro. You remember this from NBA. I go out and I listen to everybody else and I see what everybody else is talking about, and I come back and I bring that shit to the shop, good and bad. If it's bullshit, I tell you I think it's bullshit. If it's good shit, I tell you I think it's good shit. Well, last night when we were in the first class, we talked a lot about Kluber sale, about getting some Kluber and sale in your lives. We talked about that. And for me, it was a virtual no-brainer. It made all the sense in the world to have Kluber sale lineups. It's a 15-game slate. And we talk about this. This is the strategy that I use in NBA. We talk about this. Like when it comes to playing Russell Westbrook on short slates, I'm not gonna play him because everybody's gonna play him. And if he doesn't have a great game, you already advanced past half of the field. But on the larger slate, when not only is there the ownership's gonna be spread out, but you're gonna have more people involved, more variables because there's more players. That means there's more opportunities for value. This is what we know, and some things, man. Like I don't give a fuck, man. If some things come with doing this for a little while, man, with playing DFS for a few years and really understanding what DFS really is. If you don't really understand what DFS is, then playing Sale and Kluber together would look like a crazy play. It would look like something that doesn't make sense, but it made complete sense. And I remember, well, not remember because it just happened, but earlier in the day, I was also checking out the homie. He has a really solid show, really solid shit going on. The homie Ryan Kostrowski, he does his thing, and listen to a little bit of his stuff on YouTube. And of course, a seasoned DFS player, a guy that knows the game. He says, yo, I don't want to burst your bubble, but guys, you're gonna have to probably get some Kluber and Sale in your lineups because if you've been doing this for a while, you know what happens, bro. When you have two studs like this on a slate that are in the type of matchups that they are in, and then the slate is so large that value is going to be there, and then we're in the second half of the MLB season when who all the motherfuckers who know what they're doing are playing. Like we're in a spot in MLB where the motherfuckers who are still playing are people that either have a lot of money to lose or they've won some and they know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm telling you, and this came from me not doing this earlier in my DFS exploits. But now, I mean, these two cats were in a crazy spot. None of them were priced over 13K. Both of them still fairly cheaply priced. We know that we had Dallas Keuchel, who was on the hook, a dude that nobody wanted to play. You saw how cheap the Chicago Cubs were. I mean, excuse me, Chicago White Sox were against him. Like it was a virtual no-brainer to play as many lineups as you could that you could fit Sale and Kluber in. we went into the line drive. You know what we did in here? We chopped that bitch up. We made so many. How many Kluber sale lines did we make? As soon as you made that sale Kluber line on RotoQL, I knew it was right. Oh, you damn right it was. You damn right. It was a no-brainer, bro. So many cats were in crazy spots. Like you saw Max Kepler hitting in a two-hole. Now you know he hasn't been hitting worth of shit lately. And the trend this season, what has the trend been this season for guys that normally hit 4, 5, 6 that are in slumps? They move them up, and as soon as they move them up, they move Corey Dickerson up. They were in the back of the order, and when they move them up to the top, they go ham. They go ham. 5, 6, 7 guys. They move them up. They go ham. We know that. And kept great spot. Then we had, a lot of the stack stuff come into question because we also entering a part in the MLB where everybody is understanding the stacks. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. And I don't want to toot our horn. I want to toot your horn, Kurt Nickerson, Kaheem Jones. I want to toot your horn. All of you that really work, whether you know it or not, you really work to make the sweatshop what it is, and the fame that we've already gotten in this small little DFS set. Because I can tell you, not a lot of people play DFS, bro. I'm telling you, and we are easily the leader of the pack. I'm telling you, in terms of members and places where people go to get real shit, and how there's like on the Facebook VIP group, there's like 150 people knocking at the door trying to get in, but they can't get in unless they go to the website first. Like I'm telling you, we are the leader, bro. So we are setting trends. I'm telling you. And when we say stacking is the way to go, when we said it in NBA, everybody started doing it. No, go back and look at the other people videos from last year. Nobody was talking about doing this shit. Nobody was talking about stacking batters and shit. And now that everybody is doing it, we've kind of forced the larger sites to talk about it a lot on their shows. So now everybody is stacking. So there is some credence into what the homie ACP, the Don, is saying, to what Jeremy Ladd is saying when he says, yo, maybe we should scale back on our 5-man stacks, kind of maybe drop it back to 3 or 4, maybe even 3, and then grab, 2-man, one off. And I get that. It makes perfect sense. But tonight, the stacks were there, bro. They were there, and they were cheap, and they were able for you to get Corey Kluber and Chris Sale in your lineups. Look at the minute. Look at this Minnesota line, bro. Look at this Minnesota line. Okay, Kepler, the dude was at 3K, 35 points. Eddie Rosario, the dude was at 34K, 33 points. Brian Dozier, who shat the bed yesterday, didn't do anything, came out 4.4 grand slam. Jorge Polanco 17. Joe Mauer 10. So you had 5 men right there that would have got you upwards of 200, 100 and something odd points. Then you got you add Kluber Sale to this lineup, which you could have fit. You could have fit Kluber and Sale in this lineup, and then grab Kevin Smith. I mean, you've got like 300 fucking points. So the stacks are there. We just gotta find them, and that's why that was us today in the line drive at 5. And I'm telling y'all, Kluber Sale, Kluber Sale. You know what I'm saying? Dude said, bro, what would a Sale, Kluber, and Minnesota stack get you? All the money. That's what it would have got you. But it we weren't on them as a stack. I think my top 4 stacks today were decent. I had the Houston Astros. I had the Mets, who came out smoking. Like we had 3 or 4 maybe home runs in that game. I had I was kind of sweet on St. Louis. I kind of like Arizona some, but I loved Lamb a lot more than everybody else. Who Jeremy Lamb is going ham right now. He's one of the 5 guys that we talked about. Oh, and then the 5 guys was Braun, who did score more than 14 points. He was my guaranteed jack, but he did score 19 points. That was solid. I had Freddie Freeman, who did hit a jack. I had Lamb, who hit a home run, 2 home runs, actually, a grand slam and another home run. Then, of course, I still got Cano playing right now. So 5 guys is pretty lit, too. It was decent. It was decent. But, yo, today was nuts, man. And today was nuts. It was a really good one, man. I was really glad to double that buy-in up, man. And interesting stuff happened today. DK Playbook, man, issued out their first story. We do have the NFL lines. We know what time it is as far as NFL. We've got a really good read on what we. Oh, this is funny. This is Dallas Keuchel. Dallas Keuchel's trash. Dallas Keuchel's trash. Jorko, the perfect lineup. Has to have, yeah, it got to have 4 Minnesota players in it, bro. It was nuts. It was nuts, bro. It was nuts. So we had a good one, man. It was a pretty decent evening here. And what we want to do, because we know that the DraftKings stuff has came out, FanDuel and DraftKings, they've dropped. It's going to be nice. It's going to be really nice. It's going to be really, I'm telling you, NFL is going to be so lit. I mean, MLB is great too, but NFL is going to be so lit. It really is. I'm really going to enjoy it. I mean, I already started building lines already, bro. But we're going to get into that too. After tonight's video, I'm going to go ahead and chop up that NFL stuff. We are also going to be having some preseason stuff going on as well, where tomorrow, the second part of that game from the other day, of that 2-game slate, that's going down, and then we're starting another week 1 preseason slate starting tomorrow. So that's going to be really nice too. So let's get it, man. Go get the money. Weeks 1 through 5. Yeah, man. There's a lot of stuff about NFL that I just want to go over and give you all a chance to lay claim to, man. Certain unwritten rules of NFL that you got to understand to help you in your roster building or to help you in your bankroll management. Everything. It's gonna be nice, man. Yo, NFL. Yo, we still it's us. We the shop, baby. It's us. It's bigger than me, man. And I am looking for. I talked about it in the line drive, man. Looking for a co-host, somebody to come on in and chop it up, man. I'm gonna be interviewing pretty soon. If you sent me a message, bro, I got it. I'm looking over it. Because of course, what I would want to do is bring someone in that is already within. Of course, that's what I want to do. But I'm gonna sift through a bunch of stuff, man, and talk to each of you as soon as I can and get stuff rolling, man. I'm really excited about that, bringing somebody on the show. So let's go ahead. Without further ado, we already know the gang stack is the Minnesota Twins. They went turkey ham today. Let's go ahead and jump into the slate we've got. It is a 15-game all-day joint. Starting at 12:10, the first pitch goes out. We do have a 5-game early slate, and I'm not going to make any promises, but I really think I should do a live stream tomorrow at 11 in the morning to really help everybody with this 5-game slate. Let me know if you think it's something that I should do. Just let me know. Okay, then we've got the 3 games in the afternoon. Of course, 3 of those games are inside of that 12:10 early, so that makes up that 5-game slate. And then 7:05, we've got a 10-game evening slate. Going to be a really nice one there. Also, 4 games are going to be inside of that 8:10 night slate. So the good thing about tomorrow's slate is that when it comes to the 7 o'clock games, we should know what all of the batting orders are going to be. We should, by 5 o'clock, we should have every batting order. We should be good to go. That's going to be good. So let's go ahead and jump into it and take a look first at the late slate or at the main slate just to see the pitching that we have, because this is what the first class is about, man. It's about pitching. And right off the top, we've got Gio Gonzalez, 11.5. Zach Greinke, we've got him here, 11. We've got Justin Verlander, Alex Wood, Masahiro Tanaka, Colin McHugh, Rick Porcello, Jared Eckhoff, Ivan Nova, Sean Newcomb again, Asher Wojciechowski, Jake Odorizzi, Mike Leake, Brandon Woodruff, Trevor Cahill, Bartolo Colon is still slinging that iron, baby. We got Travis Wood, Adam Conley. So a fairly decent, wait a minute, everybody, be quiet. The homie just walked in. The homie Edwin Neves, our resident White Sox enthusiast, just kicked down the door. He's screaming White Sox about the way that they went in. The Houston went in to Chicago, man, and got their ass whipped. And he did call this to happen. He was like, "Yo, be careful playing a pitcher against my White Sox, especially the homie Dallas Keuchel," and they got it the fuck done, man. What an awesome game for your White Sox, man. Salute to you. Shout out. He said he has little White Sox joint on his shirt before the game even started. So shout out to the homie Edwin Neves. Salute to you. My Yankees got their ass whipped, so it's all good. So in the early slate, yeah, we gotta check out I want to check out the early slate as well. So I'm gonna be using that as a reference too. Let's go. Y'all want to check out the early slate, man. Or maybe I can just go to Real QL for that. Yeah, check out the early slate. All right, so what I'm using, man, RotoQL, very solid thing, man. It's my favorite MLB tool. Well, it first started out as my favorite NBA tool, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use it for MLB and see how it goes. Turns out to be my favorite MLB tool, and I'm gonna use it rolling on into the NFL season. If you'd like to, go ahead and check it out. There's gonna be a link in the description to this video on how you can get down with the homies over at RotoQL. So let's check it out, man. We got a 5-game early joint. We've got Colorado, Cleveland again, Texas, and the Mets. Seattle and Oakland, Baltimore, Los Angeles Angels, and the Chicago Cubs and the San Francisco Giants. The tough thing about this early joint, man, uh, the tough thing about this early joint is by the time lineups lock at 12:10, we may not have the orders for those late games, those 3:30 games. So you might want to curb your enthusiasm about jumping all into those, but just maybe have a lineup or two that you're ready to roll out with. So we're gonna roll through these first. First game we're gonna talk about is the Colorado Rockies and the Cleveland Indians. We got park factors on deck. We're looking at some pitching here. We got Antonio Senzatella, Trevor Bauer, 8.7 for Trevor Bauer, 5.8 for Senzatella. So far this season, bro, RotoQL is $29.99. So far this season, man, I have been a Senzatella guy. I've liked him a lot, and not in this one, not in this one. Let's take a look. We've got the big homie Trevor Bauer, man, throwing that live curveball. 26 he hung up against my Yankees last time out. 27 before that against the Angels. Had a few strikeouts that we didn't even think were going to be taking place. 15.25 against Toronto. Not a great one against the Oakland A's. I want to take a look at what the Colorado Rockies do on the road versus right-handed pitching. Let's just take a look here. Still not great, I don't think. Yes, 27.1% K rate, a 118 ISO, sub 300 WOBA coming in at 275. And when I said this yesterday, the same stats applied yesterday. And I was talking to you, and I was like, yo, I think you can play. I know you can play Kluber. Kluber's going to strike them out. They suck on the road against righties. Kluber's a guy that can definitely take advantage of that 27.1% K rate. Do we think Trevor Bauer is? And I've got to say, not really. And it's not because he is not a strikeout pitcher. He's a guy that can definitely throw for strikes, but the way he does it is differently. Is different. Now Kluber does it with a lot of. He has a perfect mix of breaking balls and fastballs. His fastball even has a lot of movement to it. But Trevor Bauer is more the straight up guy who's gonna just throw breaking shit and just try to finesse. He's more of a finesse pitcher, not a power guy. Doesn't have that power pitching with him. And it's a 10-run total here. I don't like Trevor Bauer not much in the early. I think the Colorado Rockies do bounce back in the spot, and I think I can take a shot at some of those guys. We got Senzatella at 5.8. Don't love him against the Cleveland Indians. We know the Indians at home versus right-handed pitching are not bad at all, man. I'm talking 192 ISO, above 300 WOBA. That's going to be 349. Really nice with a 20.4% K rate. Definitely a usable option in terms of offense for us in the early or the all day. That's going to be the Cleveland Indians. I like them. Next game we got is the Texas Rangers and the New York Mets. Now, AJ Griffin pitched last night. We were supposed to see Cashner. Maybe we see Cashner today. Rafael Montero at 5.4 on the other side. Let's go over to DraftKings and take a look and see exactly what we can expect in terms of pitching from the Texas Rangers, okay? Because we got to get this right, B. Got to get this right. Damn, it says AJ Griffin. That's wrong. Something's got to happen. That's wrong. Because AJ Griffin can't pitch 2 days in a row. He can't. In that case, I think it should be the right-hander. It should be Cashner. And I like the Mets against him before he got pulled. And I like him against him again tomorrow. So no Cashner for me. Of course, no Montero at all. We look at what the Texas Rangers do on the road versus righties. Not great so far. Not great. Actually, one of the worst, man. One of the worst. Let's look in terms of ISO. Where are you at? Here we go. 180 ISO, 270 WOBA. One of the worst in terms of WOBA with a 23.8% K rate. That means give me the lefties in this spot against Montero and I'll be fine. The same way you played Gallo last night, grabbing that lefty. I'll just give me some lefties against Rafael Montero here in Citi Field. They had a couple of very hard hit balls that in other parks would have been gone. I know Odor had at least 2 of them that should have been jacks. And we did see Gallo take flexing over the wall too. Next game we got is going to be the Seattle Mariners and the Oakland Athletics. We've got Gerald Cotton 6.2, Giovanni Gallardo at 6.6. I'm going over to DraftKings just to make sure these are the correct pitching. Yes, these are it. Take a look at Gerald Cotton at 6.2. A guy that I like to look at, but that has never played. 3.85, 2.2, 7.85 in his last 3 starts. Just horrible. Not a great play here. We look at Giovanni Gallardo at 6.6. Another guy that I like to give a look to, but I just don't love to play. Shout out to the homie Andrew Joseph Vital. I see you, boy. I see you. You're getting to it. Kansas City last time out, 3.6. The Mets, 14.5. Don't love Gallardo here in this spot either. The one thing that I do have a problem with, we take a look at what the Oakland A's do at home versus righties, and you'll be surprised, man. 200 ISO, 319 WOBA with a 23.9% K rate. So if there's any spot that you want to play some Oakland A's in, I think it can be at home against right-handed pitching. Now, they are in the old Coliseum, which is a very friendly park to pitchers, but still, man, these cats can hit it, 425. 425, they can hit it that long. So I won't have an issue there. On the other side, against Jarrell Cotton, of course, I'm going to like some of the lefty powers here. You got Yonder Alonso returning immediately. So that's going to be a big narrative. He's priced down at 3.8. Yonder Alonso going back to Oakland. You know he's going to want to go there and bang one out. So I definitely can get behind some of him there in the spot. And I like the fact that he's in the lineup, and you got him, Cano, and then Cruz. I like that. Him, Cano, Cruz, Seager. Yo, this Seattle order looks a lot different with Yonder Alonso in the fold, and I kind of like that. That's going to be pretty decent going forward. Next game we got is going to be the Baltimore Orioles and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim playing in the Big A Angel Stadium. Yo, this shit is huge. Kevin Guzman, 9.9. I learned my lesson about not playing Guzman. This is a pitcher's park, no doubt. Definitely think I can get some exposure to him. I will be looking his way most certainly. Only guy you really got to worry about in the Angels order is going to be Mike Trout. But aside from that, man, I think he can really get through this order with no problem. And the Baltimore Orioles pitching staff just started to go nuts. Like, what the fuck happened? They have been pitching out of their minds lately, and I definitely think we can make use of them. Tony Scribbler, not a guy that I want to take advantage of here. Just don't like him. Next game we got is going to be in San Francisco, and the reason why I kind of skipped over everything and just went straight to this game is because I am going to play a pitcher in San Francisco. I am. AT&T Park, the worst place for hitters here, best place for pitchers. We take a look at what the Chicago Cubs do on the road versus versus left-handed pitching. That's going to tell us the tape. Okay, you've got 268 ISO, 378 WOBA with a 20.9% K rate. I do like the Cubs in this spot, and I do like Kyle Hendricks at 8.6. He is going to be my pitcher 2, my starting pitcher 2. Love him in the spot. So in the early, the 2 pitchers that I am looking at the most is going to be Kyle Hendricks, and it's going to be Kevin Guzman. I will give some consideration to Giovanni Gallardo because I think that Seattle is going to win this game, and the 23% K rate at home versus righties is kind of appealing to me in terms of the Oakland A's, and those are the 3 pitchers that I'm going to be looking at the most. Don't really love Senzatella in the spot at all. Really don't. Would much rather just have some of those. Oh, the Cubs are most certainly in play. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the Cubs are most certainly in play. But I would just much rather have some of those Colorado bats here. Oh, the Cubs are definitely in play. I'm not playing Bumgarner, bro. 12.6. The dude just has not been very great. 20, 26, 17. Yo, we saw tonight. Yo, what we saw tonight is what we should expect from a motherfucker that's 12.6. Did y'all saw what we saw tonight? Where you saw Corey Kluber go out and rack up 11 Ks? Did you see Chris Sale? That's when you cost 12.6. That's what the fuck we expect. We ain't with that soft sucker shit, man. That 20-point game. Cause guess what? I can get that from Kyle Hendricks. This punk ass 26 he got, Bumgarner, that punk ass 20 against Arizona. I can get that from Kyle Hendricks. That 26, I can get that from somebody else. Trevor Bauer might be able to get me that. If I'm paying 12.6, come on now, give me that top dollar. Make me holler, baby. You see what I'm saying? Don't give me that bullshit, that weak shit. Don't give me that. I can't do nothing with it. I can't do nothing with it. I can't win a tournament with that. Don't give me that weak shit, man. Let's keep it moving. Let's go ahead and jump into the late slate or the main slate, jumping off at 7:05. Now, as you know, I done did all that cursing. I did all that cursing. Now I'm about to say some real funny shit. Today is a Bible study day, so I'm gonna be jumping in the line drive at about 4:30, maybe right before 5, and we're gonna roll through that 10 game, get that stuff done because I've got a date night, Bible study night for wife and I. First, we go to her family church, we attend Bible study, have a really good time. Then we go hit up a date night and get it in. So that's gonna be doing tomorrow. So let's go ahead and jump into this 7:05 slate. First game we got is the Miami Marlins and the Washington Nationals. Now, the Nats were one of my favorite stacks. They were actually my second-ranked stack last night, and they scored 7 runs. Wasn't bad. You had the big jack from Dietrich. You had Stanton go yard. D. Gordon was on the bases all night long. Didn't really steal much. So it was decent. It was decent. I just didn't get nothing from Yelich, man. Yelich let me down. He really did. So we got Adam Conley, 4.9, a guy that has pitched fairly well recently. And I think Adam Conley is a guy that can take advantage of, Bryce Harper not being excellent or as good against righties as it is lefties. So Adam Conley is somebody that I'm going to take a look at. Now, I do have a very, very, very soft spot for the homie Gio Gonzalez. 11.5 is a lot to pay for the homie, but he's been lights out, man. 29, 24, 5.95 against LA. That was bad. And 31 against Cincinnati. And I may have been spoiled by the pitching performance from last night because this 11.5 right here, I'm turning my nose up at this shit because I need 11 Ks. 11 stacks. I need 11 Ks. But there's not a great chance of that, especially against the Marlins. Let's take a look at what the Marlins do on the road versus left-handed pitching, and then we can have a better determination. Okay. 140 is the ISO. 362 wobble with a 16.3% K rate. And I can't play him for that. I can't see. Look at these numbers, bro. See, this is the shit that people need to understand. Yo, I found 3 numbers that really help. I'm not saying that they are the end-all, be-all, but these 3 numbers really, really help. You look over the last 30 days, bro. You check. Look at this. The Miami Marlins since July the 1st, on the road versus left-handed pitching, 16.3% K rate. They hit lefties well. Okay. They've got a 362 ISO. They hit lefties well, but they don't hit a ton of homers. They don't hit a ton of homers. They don't get a ton of extra base hits. 140 is the ISO. That's not a lot of extra base hits, but it still means that I can't play Gio against them. That's what that means. That means I can't. What this means is I can't play Gio. This means you play Stanton, you play Ozuna if he's back, and you may take a look at maybe another guy a little bit further down the order. That's what you do. That's what it means. It means I just cannot play. It means I just cannot play Gio Gonzalez and expect him to get me 30 points in this matchup. He's not going to do it. Dex Pope, what's up, big homie? On the other side, Adam Conley at 4.9, a guy people are not going to want to play. He sparked my interest, and I'm going to highlight him. Adam Conley has sparked my interest. Next game we got is, and I want to take a look at what they do at home against left-handed pitching. Let's take a look at what the Nats do at the crib versus left-handed pitching, and they're pretty good. 202 ISO, 321 WOBA with a 22.4% K rate. Ooh, that ain't bad. That ain't bad. But when we get the line drive, we're gonna break this down some more, and we can look at that some more. That ain't bad right there. I kind of like that. That screams Rendon to me. That screams like, give me all the Rendon I can handle. That's what that screams. But let's go. Next game we got is my New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays. Masahiro Tanaka at 9.4. We've got Cesar Valdez at 4.4. The Yankees are going to be a favorite in this game after getting the ass spanked, and Josh Donaldson just walking away with 2 jacks yesterday on them. We in Rogers Center, a very solid spot for hitting here. Cesar Chavez, not a great pitching prospect in the least. That means I'm going to like some of the Yankee bats to kind of set the ship right, which will put Masahiro Tanaka in line for the win. I can see the merit in playing him. He can get 9 Ks in this spot. At 9.4, he can get 9 Ks. He can. Let's take a look at what the Toronto Blue Jays do at the crib versus right-handed pitching. 19% K rate, 199 ISO, 339 WOBA. Ooh, that's tough. So this could be like on some pivot shit right here. This could be like on some pivot shit because I do believe the Toronto Blue Jays are one of the best righty hitters hitting teams in the league. I believe they are. Against right-handed pitching, they are one of the better teams in the league. So I'm going to take a look at Tanaka. I kind of like him here. Of course, you know, like some of the Yankees bats. We're going to move on to the next game. It's going to be San Diego and the Cincinnati Reds. Of course, we're in Great American Small Park. We've got Travis Wood, the lefty, at 5.1. Asher Wojciechowski at 6.7. Neither of these pitchers are guys that I really would like to hang my hat on. We look at the Cincinnati Reds and what they do at the crib versus left-handed pitching. And it might surprise you, man. It might surprise you. They had not been very good over the last 30 days. We're talking a 146 ISO with a 274 WOBA, 22.2% K rate. The one thing that I want to caution you when it comes to this lineup is this was without Cozy, man. Cozy wasn't in there for almost like the last month. Crozart hasn't been there, and he's back. It is a different team, and I kind of like them a lot against Travis Wood. We got Travis Wood at 5.1. Is going to be the price on him. In his last 4 starts, 8.45, 25.1, also 5.7. Very, very nice there. Do not play this dude. This dude sucks. There's no way I can get in my lineup. No Asher Wojciechowski for me. I'm going to be looking on the other side to some of those San Diego bats here. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at what the San Diego Padres do at the crib versus right-handed pitching. It might be pretty decent, actually. Let's look, because they've kind of heated up over the last few. Okay, 182 ISO, 317 WOBA, fairly decent with a 22.9% K rate. That's easily going to put those guys in play for me. Next game we got is the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Detroit Tigers. We got the Tigers at home against a right-handed pitching. You got Ivan Nova at 7.3, Justin Verlander 10.5. You get the Pittsburgh Pirates on the road versus righties. I want to take a look at what the Pittsburgh Pirates do on the road versus right-handed pitching. It might not be good. Like 21.4% K rate, 131 ISO with a 301 WOBA. That definitely puts Justin Verlander in play for me. Looking at Ivan Nova, I want to see what the Detroit Tigers do at the crib versus righties. I think they're pretty good. At the crib versus righties, they're bad as well. Yes, 18.9 with a 129 ISO and a 309 WOBA. So that's gonna put Ivan Nova a little bit. That's gonna put him in contention for me, son. I'm gonna look at this because we've seen these types of games, man. I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna look at that. Now, the park shift is very different. Comerica Park is a more of a neutral park, whereas you know, PNC was just a straight up pitcher's environment. So we're gonna have to take a look at that. We're definitely gonna have to take a look at that. We're definitely gonna have to take a look at that one. Let's move on to the next game. We've got the Boston Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays. Rick Porcello 8.2. The dude sucks. Jake Odorizzi 6.5. Decent. Can be a decent play. Yo, Kaheem, I agree with that. Could be a pitcher's duel there. It could be a decent play, but I do want to have a look at what the Rays do at the crib versus right-handed pitching. I think this is a yes. 26.8% K rate, 129 ISO, 283 WOBA. This is a team in a slump. This is a team in a slump. This is a team in a slump. The most I would do, I would play some Tampa lefties because if any team can like snap out of whatever they're going through in a lefty-righty matchup and go ham, it'd be the Tampa Bay Rays. And I think that the Red Sox are going to be, of course, the favorite. You see the money line is already opening up at -121. We've got 4.5 runs projected on both sides. So I think more people are going to want to play some of the Boston Red Sox than they will play Tampa Bay Rays. That's going to put me on some of the Rays. Plus, I just hate to play Porcello. The dude is trash. Odorizzi at 6.5. Not a guy that I love. We look at what happens on the road for the Boston Red Sox here against right-handed pitching. They haven't been great. 19% K rate, 132 ISO with a 302 WOBA. Not very great. Would I play Odorizzi? Probably not. Probably not. But Porcello does suck. Porcello's bad. This game we got is the Philadelphia Phillies and the Atlanta Braves. Another game at SunTrust Field. If in Atlanta, you got Jared Eckhoff at 7.5. You got Sean Newcomb 7.2. 18% chance of light rain in the spot, so you want to be careful. We got 5-mile-per-hour wind coming back toward the infield. I'm going to take a look at what the Philadelphia Phillies do on the road versus lefties. This could surprise your family. 175 ISO, 381 WOBA, 23.5% K rate. This is a small sample size against a very young pitcher. It's going to be tough. I like the fact that we're going to get those switch hitters at the top. guys like Freddie Galvis, Cesar Hernandez, Daniel Nava. I'm gonna like the fact you can get those guys. Go ahead. I'm gonna like the fact you can get some of those guys there. Look at Sean Newcomb at 7.2. Don't love him. I just don't love him. I think people are gonna like him because he's had some decent starts. 11.9, 13.6, but we are a long way from this 29 and this 24 that we saw his first couple of starts. We are a long way from there, and I would much rather play some Philly bats, mixing them with a couple of lefties from the Atlanta Braves. That's how I would approach that game. Next game we got is the Houston Astros, the Stros, who were not stroking last night, and the Chicago White Sox. Yo, the White Sox kicked their ass, man. That was crazy. They jumped all over Keiko early. He looked bad. Colin McHugh, 8.8. I think I did play McHugh last time out. Last couple of times, actually. 19.3, 22.5. Respectable. I think people are going to want to rush to judgment and play some of the White Sox in this spot. I think it's a huge mistake. I like Colin McHugh. I'm going to be rolling back to him. So Houston pitching there. No problem. Miguel Gonzalez, I'm sorry. He's going to have to bear the brunt of what happened to the Houston Astros last night. And they are going to run his ass off of the field. Excuse me, off of the diamond. So, no Miguel Gonzalez for me. I will have some Colin McHugh. I kind of like him in this spot. Next game, we got the Minnesota Twins and the Milwaukee Brewers. We got Bartolo Colon, who pitched a complete game last time out. This is crazy because this dude pitched the whole game and had 22 points. Yo, he pitched like 9 innings and had like 22 points. That's bad, bro. This dude is horrible. But that was good for 4K, though. That was awesome for 4K. But this dude is bad, man. That dude is so bad. You got Brandon Woodruff at 5.9. Neither pitcher of this game interests me in the least. I really think the Milwaukee Brewers at Miller Park, one of the better places in the league. Actually, we take a look at the park factor, man. Miller Park is the place to hit, bro. 118 is the park factor here in Miller Park. You got for every 100 runs scored, just regular runs scored, you're going to get 107 here. And for every 100 homers that's taken out of the fence or over the fence, you're going to get 118 here. So it's a very solid hitter situation. And I'm going to like hitters on both sides. Brandon Woodruff at 5.9. He did have a decent start. 24.85 last time against Tampa Bay. But Tampa Bay just struck out a ton. And I don't think we're going to see that from the Twins. Let's look on the road versus right-handed pitching and see what the Minnesota Twins have been doing. 23.4% K rate, pretty high. 132 ISO with a 301 WOBA. Still don't really love Woodruff here in this spot. And we look at what the Milwaukee Brewers do at home against righties. That should tell a little bit about what we expect here. 178 ISO, 300 WOBA with a 27.4% K rate. The problem is Bartolo Colon is not a pitcher that can exploit that 27.4% K rate. This means that either they're going to hit a lot of home runs or they're going to get a lot of extra base hits. And against Bartolo Colon, I would say they're going to be a lot of extra base hits for the Milwaukee Brewers here. Next game we got is the Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals. Trevor Cahill, 5.6. Mike Leake, 6.3. Yo, they have been going ham lately. I'm talking double-digit score in the last 3 games of the St. Louis Cardinals, that is, man. And, Trevor Cahill at 5.6. The guy was recently traded over to the Kansas City Royals, and this had not been good, man. 7.7, -3. Just not been very good. Not even a usable guy in this situation, especially not against the St. Louis Cardinals in this spot. I'm going to make my bones there. I like Mike Leake some at 6.3. We look at what the Kansas City Royals do on the road versus right-handed pitching, and that's going to give us a really good barometer on what we can expect. I've got him 19.8% K rate, 136 ISO with a 285 WOBA. That's the Kansas City Royals, up and down. Don't love them a lot. It's only an 8.5 run total, so you might want to curb your enthusiasm on a game stack. But I definitely think that Mike Leake is going to be in play with a few of the St. Louis Cardinals bats. Last game on this early slate, on the late slate, and it's a 9:40 game. It's going to be the LA Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Another one. We got Alex Wood at 9.7. Zach Greinke at 11K. Let's take a look, man. Zach Greinke at the crib. Home 27, home 30, home 29, home 19. But they just played. I think he played the Dodgers recently, bro. No, they haven't. That was Robbie Ray, who played him recently and just didn't do great against him. So, ah man, I you know how I feel about this cat. You know I like to play Zach Greinke, man. I love to play Zach Greinke, and I hate to play Alex Wood. The price has finally come down on him just enough though at 9.7, but I just don't think I can play this guy against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Man, we look at what the Diamondbacks do at the crib versus left-handed pitching, and it's not gonna blow your mind, but a 25.4% K rate, 140 ISO, 321 WOBA. This would be the perfect like contrarian spot. If people saw how the Diamondbacks kind of beat up on the Dodgers last night, and Jake Lamb knocked it all around the yard, but he does struggle against other left-handed pitchers. People are not going to want to play. They're not going to want to play. Greinke's, yes, his former team. You got the revenge thing going on there. But it's kind of different because he's not going to L.A. Revenge stuff works differently. Like if I'm going to the Dodgers and I left them and it's bad blood and I want to show them, fuck y'all, then I'm going to go there and I'm going to pitch like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Or if Greinke went to the Dodgers, that means the Dodgers would really want to hit to show their fans, like, yeah, we got rid of this motherfucker. This is why. Just start knocking them all around the yard. It's kind of weird whenever there's a revenge joint and the team that the guy left is coming to where he is. Like Yonder Alonso is different. Yonder is going back to Oakland. You know what I'm saying? Where he's probably gonna get some boos from some fans, or he's gonna get like some happiness, great feelings from some fans. Either way, he's gonna get motivation, whether it's positive or negative. He's gonna get motivation. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get that motivation with the Dodgers coming to Arizona. You know what I mean? It's gonna be different. But both guys, I'm gonna be taking a look at and are somewhat playable. So let's go ahead and look over. Let's go and look over the early slate. We already hammered down a pitcher for early slate. Let's look over here, and I'm gonna hammer down the pitcher just to give you a look at who I am targeting in my early joints. Greinke, Verlander, Wood, Tanaka, Colin McHugh, Ivan Nova, Mike Leake, and Adam Conley, the cheapest at 4.9 is a guy that I'm going to be taking a look at. So this, of course, has been your DFS Jerusalem. You can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Yo, if you want to get into the line drive with us, man, go to the website. It's www.dfssweatshop.com. That is where you receive all of our tips and tricks and tutelage, everything we have to help you to be a profitable player, whether it is MLB, NBA, or NFL. Yo, start looking at it. Start checking it out. It's going down. Thank you all so much for all of your support inside the sweatshop. Y'all have a wonderful and profitable Wednesday. And remember, if you're on FanDuel tonight, I hope you kept it 300. If you're on DraftKings, I hope you kept it 250. You're rocking with the best. So always, always keep it 300. Peace.